Hello and welcome back to my channel. Today's reading is gonna be focusing on the subject, what is your ideal career path? Each of the piles and the cards are gonna be revealing either some description of you, of your skills, or how you can best fit those qualities in a specific career direction for you. So I'm excited for this reading because it's one of my favorites, and I've got here for you lots of cards. I'm gonna be probably taking out some decks additionally, just in case something shows up and I need to clarify it. But as you can see, I've got for you four piles. First one being with the stone Amethyst. Second one is Snowflake obsidian. Third one is Rhodonite, and the last one is Lapis. So take your time, maybe pause the video and choose which pile you are most drawn to. And if you're drawn to many or multiple of them, you can definitely take a look, because it's okay. Maybe there is stuff that can show up in other piles. And also keep in mind that this is a general reading, and for some of you only some things will resonate, and some you can leave for the rest. But definitely enjoy, because this is gonna be an interesting reading. So yeah, I'm gonna be beginning with the first one, with the Amethyst, so I'm gonna be seeing you there. Hello, first pile, welcome to the reading. If you've chosen the Amethyst stone, then this reading is for you. I'm gonna be starting with the first card, and I thought it would be nice if I were to read your description of the card. It's called the Sun, and it has lots of references to the wind. Ceaseless winds, small changes over time. Wind has no form or substance, yet over time it shapes even the hardest stone. It penetrates and wears down the creations of man as well as nature. These changes can't be seen from day to day, only over the vastness of time. So too, lasting influence over the people requires time and ceaseless small efforts to overcome suspicion and mistrust. Proceed with gentleness. So what I got here with the first card, I thought it would be best if I were not to directly call the profession, but I'll be giving you small hints and small descriptions. And I like this card because it talks about the concept of the wind, and I've heard something similar with the water. So what it basically means is this card is one of the very long periods of time. And as you saw in the description that I gave you, it says that big changes and consistent and big proportioned changes come with time, because the wind, it can shape stones just like the water can actually as well shape stones, but it does this not right away, not in a very short term period of time, but over time, slowly. So what I got here with this card for this pile is the fact that your profession involves a lot of training. It involves a multi-layered domain. It's not a very light one, and especially with the wind element, it makes me think of swords from the traditional tarot. And wind is associated, or swords are associated with the analytical part, with the mind, with the thinking. So with this first card and the following, I'm gonna be opening them for you. It shows me that your ideal profession would be related to mind work, would be related to stuff that is purely intellectual. I got something here that says artistry. It could also be related to somehow abstract thinking or a creative approach to your domain of activity. But definitely with this card and this one that I've read a bit, it tells me that your domain of work is something that requires a lot of time to like study, to understand, to like fully submerge yourself in it so that you can become a person of expertise, something like this. And it's not a work or it's not a profession that's required for you to like there is not much physical movement. I don't see it as that. I see lots of intellectual movement or lots of intellectual activity with this first card. So yeah, quite an interesting concept to like discover here with this first card. I like it. I like this type of professions that are long term and require a lot of experience for you to like activate in. This could be several things. Um, this could be psychology. This could be like being a teacher, as well as someone who writes a lot, who writes books. As I said, the domain is too broad for me to like pinpoint every single one, but it's a lot of mind work here, I sense, and perhaps even some sort of debates or like convincing someone. You can even feed that in marketing if you'd really like to, but definitely a domain that, as I said, requires a lot of time to understand and study. So moving on to the next card, you got here the Knight of Spells. I thought as well it would be nice if I were to like read the description and tell you what I've understood from it. So it's upright, so the Knight of Spells is passionate about the magic he possesses, though that passion can lead to arrogance. He may be quick to dismiss those who are not magically or perhaps artistically inclined, still his wisdom and aid should not be rebuked. So, interesting card. I wanted to say with this card, in the combination with the first meaning, is the fact that you could be a person that is of a reference, because we got here character that's very, let's say, skilled, but because of the skills he got, he has developed a sort of arrogance, but he as well is very insightful and resourceful. I see you here like strong energies coming up here of a psychologist, really, because only a psychologist can be someone who is very, let's say, passionate about his or her craft, and they can, with that expertise, can help others. Because I see here, it reminds me as well of the Hermit card, and I see someone here who is very like an authority, you know, like he got a ball of light here, like it metaphorically for me represents all the knowledge that you are seeking and acquiring, and you're basically channeling that knowledge and wisdom in order for you to help other people. It doesn't have to be only psychology, because as I said, there is something artistically here that it's mentioned, and it could be also like channeling or gathering the creative forces that you've got for you to like direct them into art or project related to creativity. It could be as well like you could say a project from IT could be also as well creative, because it's also some sort of art, but definitely a gathering of knowledge, experience, and for some of you, because of that gathering of experience, knowledge, and creativity, could make you even feel arrogant. A person of lots of knowledge and expertise, as I said. So yeah, it's quite an interesting card. It's a singular card because we have got here like one individual. That means, or that could represent you being like a person in a crowd that's very distinct or a person that has lots of information under their belt, or lots of like highly esteemed people. And especially with the Ace of Light that I'm gonna be like reading to you as well, because I thought it contains lots of insight towards this question that I've brought you here. So with this Ace of Light, I'm gonna be like highlighting some details. I'm not gonna be reading everything because it's not relevant to the question, but all these experiences have polished your soul into the most magnificent expression that is your authentic self. Your soul has many facets. Imagine a fingerprint. Your soul is a million times more intricate than that. If you put together all the fingerprints of all the people you have been, you would not even get close to fathoming how much of a unique masterpiece you are. You came in here with a clear soul plan. You came in here with wisdom beyond your ears. This is the part of you that longs to be seen. This is a part of you that's ready to step forward, that is ready to emerge. This is not a lifetime to stay hidden, but to step forth and to be seen and rise. So, as I said, lots of references here that imply wisdom, like the wisdom part is being mentioned like the second time, or even the third time, I guess. Interesting, because we got here one combination. This and this card tells me that you shouldn't be like retreating. You should be like giving your experience, your knowledge, or even your intellectual capabilities to the world. As this card said here in the description, you shouldn't be holding back. It said something about polishing, and I was curious, like, that's probably not gonna be for everyone, but I got here the first card talking about polishing and this one talking about polishing, and thought maybe some of you could be interested in jewelry work, maybe work that is somehow related to like polishing stuff, that's specifically artistically inclined. For example, polishing gemstones is like some type of jewelry work, or designing jewelry could be something like this. I believe it requires a lot of skill, a lot of experience, and delicacy, or how do you say that? Definitely a very attentive approach. It's not like very dull work, and you should be very attentive when you work with that type of stuff, but it's definitely something that came to mind here with this first pile. With the Widow card, I wanted to say that that for me signifies, in the atmosphere of all the cards here, the fact that you may have been, or may have been called to like go through experiences that were, let's say, painful and a bit much to like bear, but they are meant to, like, as I said, polish you, or maybe give you a broader experience when it comes to like your personal progression. And it not only benefits you, but it benefits as well the people who are around you, or people who are gonna be like helped by the insights that you've gathered alongside your journey. Either it being psychology, as I said, but it could be as well an expansion of your intellectual abilities because of the experiences you've been through. Something like this. So with this Seven of Cups in reverse, I thought it to be quite an interesting card for it to like show up here, because it's a card of choices. I know, though it's in reverse, it means for me that you have been or you are the person that has quite a lot of skills, let's say, and you're very multifaceted here with this card. Though I feel as, and look here, it's like a gem here, the previous message that I was telling you. By the way, sorry to like drift off, but I wanted to say some of you are gonna be called to like work with art, and specifically something reminds me of design here. As I said, because it requires like a certain approach or a certain way of thinking, doing that requires a lot of knowledge and experience in art, because you can't activate in such a domain without having a clue about how you can make a thing look aesthetically pleasing. But yeah, it's general thing, so if it doesn't resonate, it's okay. So we got here the Three of Wands. So as you can see in this card, we got here like a gathering and people who are like observing from the exterior. I believe it has much to do like with the intellectual stuff I've described so far in the reading, and it means that you either will be called to like be a person, you like take part in like gatherings that will require your attention, your presence, or your opinion, because you're of a you're a good resource when it comes to like giving opinions, and with the knowledge and the wisdom that you've got, I believe you're gonna be like in high demand. And you may have people who are gonna be like seeking your advice, people who are gonna be like, because we got here, look, many people who are coming to a light, and metaphorically speaking, I believe either you are that light, or your abilities, or your skill is gonna be represented by this light, and you're like this person who is like standing by and like observing people. Or in psychology, you'd be like that therapist that's like observing their clients and giving them the advice. Or you're that person who is listening constantly and sharing their experience, their knowledge, their information that they've gathered, and conveying it to the public, you know. That's what I got here. Like, I got here a person that sits on the chair, and while he does sit and look outside, he's constantly, that person is constantly analyzing, constantly like making conclusions, and coming to conclusions that are like mentally based or mentally driven. So let's see some last messages here with this pile. Something as well that implied this, that gave the vibe from this pile, is the fact that it involves some sort of grinding. Like, grinding in what way? I perceive grinding to be like an activity that requires for you to like repeat a procedure that's let's say very repetitive, but it gives you like very small but long-term results. So yeah, pick what resonates. The Devil card in reverse could be like speaking as well about psychology. As I said, you could be a person that sees through people's patterns, or sees through constructs. That's like a very analytical thing to possess. Or you could be like a coach. Strong coaching vibes here. But what else? Yeah, the Moon card as well. As you're meant to like bring clarity. The Moon and the Devil, like, you're meant to like bring people out of these states of being that's relating to psychology, but as well, as I said, it's related to like mental and analytical work. Yeah, what else can you tell me about this pile? It's Page of Pentacles. As I said, you're gonna be bringing some sort of your personal opinion, your personal conclusion to the table, to a group of people that are gonna be like surrounding you. I see you as a person of authority. I see you as a person that brings their wisdom, knowledge, and experience to others in order for them to like feel more clear. As I said, psychology, teaching, writing, giving your skills that involve analytical mm, analytical powers, I don't know, or yeah, giving it to the people in general, like. And I see you being in high demand here. Like if you manage to like fit your life into that category, and you manage to like, if you're passionate about it, then definitely you're gonna have lots of success with these cards. And yeah, I guess that's an interesting pile to read. Quite a resourceful one, a very thoughtful one, by the way. And I got here strong loner vibes here with this card, the Widow card, this Knight of Spells. Like very, some of you are secluded, some of you are very introspective, some of you are like very retreated from the world, though I'm not saying all of you, but definitely people whose presence has a lot of positive influence over time. Like you may not be the performer or the person that's very like eye-catching, but definitely people know when you're they definitely know that your participation is making a change. And some people are gonna see that in the long term. Some people are gonna only realize this over time. Yeah. So I guess that was your reading. Thanks for watching. That was quite an interesting pile. That was quite an interesting person that's watching. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed it, make sure to like, because it's gonna mean that you liked what you saw, and I should be like concentrating on that domain or that direction of questions. What else? You can comment below, by the way, for me to see if it resonated or not, what resonated, how it fit into your profession. Maybe drop your profession there in the comments below. I'd be very glad to like find out how it panned out and how it matched the description of the cards. Or if not, maybe the cards give you a general direction. That could also be the case. So yeah, I guess thanks for watching, and I'm gonna be moving to the next pile. Stay safe, and yeah, hopefully see you soon. Hello and welcome to the reading second pile. I got here some very interesting combination of cards. The first, I'm gonna like break the tradition and start with not the first card, but with the general overall message that I got here. The second pile is quite interesting with the fact that the star here came in the reading, and it's in the center of the reading. And what I can say, the star here depicts a woman that's very like shining in the night. And what I got, the first message, was the fact that your profession or ideal career path would be one that would expose you. Like some of you, it's gonna be a general thing, so yeah, keep that in mind, but never mind. I'm trying to say the fact that with a star you could be a person that's gonna be like standing in the crowd, a profession that's gonna be exposing you. Some of you here are gonna be in modeling or in some sort of career that would basically make you very visible, or your exposure to the people, to the public, to the world in general is gonna be like open. Like, it's gonna be very special for this second pile. Some of you, it's gonna be like public eye, or a work domain that's involving showing yourselves to a lot of people. Like, as I said, probably I'm not gonna be showcasing each individual like a profession, probably just drop some of them, like as I said, modeling. It could be, you could say that this card implies a person that likes to perform a lot, like likes the spotlight, or likes to be very expressive to the world in general, and likes the attention in general. Like, it's as well a star card, it's not the sun card. That could mean like you like discreet attention, like you like the spotlight, but you like to be perhaps mysterious, or like somehow being the center of attention, but indirectly, because we know the sun is a very center of attention card, but the star is just as beautiful, in my opinion, because it shines um, very beautifully and very specifically in the night. It has a specific charm. You could be a very charming person. You could be like a very, some of you, like even seductive here. Like it's, yeah, something tells me with this clothing that she's wearing that it could be even modeling. Yeah, it could be modeling and related to like art somehow, because it's a very aesthetically pleasing card in my opinion. Uh, we got here next to it Imrama. Where are you being called to journey to? And I'm gonna be like reading the description of the card in relationship to the question that I've said here. So, the Celtic word Imrama means a journey of the soul, a voyage on which we don't know where we are going, but our soul knows the way. So, with this sentence, what I got here, what I felt, and the next ones, is the fact that this card is definitely not a static one. It involves a lot of moving, a lot of movement in general. You could be having a profession, or aiming for a profession that involves a lot of changing of places, lots of movement, lots of like someone who is not standing still. This could be literal movement, or this could be relating to the fact that you should be following the movement, or the inklings, or the direction of where the soul calls you. Um, it's written here as well. It could be a physical, ancient place, or a metaphoric. Like I got here, it could be like a literal moving of places. You could be having a profession that involves traveling, or it's just a metaphorical thing that was being brought here. As well as perhaps it is the journey to the world's sacred sites, or called to cross the country, climb a mountain, lie on the desert floor, or drink from an ancient well. There are places to see and old friends to meet. I see spontaneous pilgrimages in your future. If a physical voyage isn't possible, journey through the portal of your heart. Follow the invisible soul trail and be willing to explore. Maybe read a book or watch a movie about a sacred time or place, or perhaps you are being called to study an ancient lineage or body of work. Whether your circumstances, your soul, whatever your circumstances, your soul is ready to journey deep. So, as I said here, yeah, there is a message that says if you're being called to like study ancient stuff, or cultures in general, like I got here anthropology vibes as well, but it doesn't, it's a general thing, so it doesn't have to apply to you, but like it's like a call for you to like either move a lot with your profession, or a call from within to like study things related to maybe anthropology, or culture, languages, stuff like that. And that's like a very specific message that came in here in the reading, but yeah, I don't know, it's gonna be resonating probably not with everyone. I got here the card Fidelity, and for me it right away the message that came in was several. Like, Fidelity could be a card that represents you having either a group of friends or an individual friend that's gonna be like partner or like companion on your way to achieving or activating in that domain of work. You could have like a team here that's very loyal to you or loyal to the cause that you're both working on. Because I see here the Seven of Wands in reverse, I feel as though you and that team of people are gonna be like fending for yourselves and like setting some sort of goals or working towards some goals together, for you to bring it into the world, like to bring some sort of originality or uniqueness that's gonna be like defended not by only you individually but in a group of people as well. If I were to like relate it to specifically the domain of work, it's a domain of work that either involves you having close friends or close bonds with your coworkers, or it could mean that you're gonna be having a team of people that are gonna be working on the same stuff that you're working with. As well, with this card, I see you being some sort of in a deep connection or an emotional connection with your craft here with this card, and in relationship with the Seven of Wands, it's somehow like it contains a sort of fighting off or like our team against like the world, something like this, or our team against other rivals, you know. And with the Ten of Pentacles here, I want to show you the card. Now it's in reverse, but look, just as I told you, like a team of people that are surrounding a light, and lots of other people that are surrounding them and like trying to oppose them somehow. And you're like with this team are gonna be supporting this journey and continuing it no matter what, you know. Strong energies are coming here of some sort of teamwork or a work that involves close people or close friends that are unifying in order for you to like succeed. So yeah, teamwork here I got. It's quite interesting. And something as well that's very distinct with this specific pile is the fact that these two cards involve a description of a job or of a person that's very some sort of aristocratic. It's giving me something aristocratic, you know, in the description, because the star card, it's especially with this description of a person, it's a very delicate person, it's a very sensitive person, could be a person that likes to be treated very graciously, very attentive, like it could be a person that's very, as I said, delicate, sensitive, very attuned in general to the surroundings. You could like enjoy a lifestyle that's very like as well in that direction of grace. Could be artistic, could be like as I said, something to do with aesthetics, you know. These cards are screaming that basically. Yeah, see how it fits for you. So, and let's see what's the description for the first card, 49. So it's 49. It's called Revolution. Above lake, below fire, fire in the lake, the battle of light and dark. The light of fire strives upward to the dark lake as the dark lake presses down. Sorry. They seem intent on mutual destruction, yet this is the same battle of light and dark that plays out in the seasonal changes. What may seem like a revolution against the natural order may in fact be its fulfillment. The time calls for a testing of intention and purpose, whether evolution or revolution. So as you can see, that's a very intense card, which is funny by the way, because I was describing some sort of fight here in these last three cards, and it's very funny for this card to be showing up here, and especially that paradoxical or contradictory combination, because we got here like the description of someone who is very delicate, and at the same time it involves like these competitive cards, this tension and this fight. So this could mean several things, especially it being an evolution and revolution card. It means that your domain of work is gonna be very revolutionary. You're gonna be fighting against what's been already established. You could be as well fighting tradition. Your domain of activity could involve you challenging those pre-established traditions, or bringing something new to the table and it being met with lots of resistance or competition. That's a very competitive domain of work here, I see. Like no matter what it is, it's something that definitely implies lots of passion and fight. As I've read previously, like fire and water, like the fight between light and the dark. Light and the dark forces, revolution and evolution. So your domain of activity could be very revolutionary, as I said, very challenging the what has been brought to this point. It could be a domain that as well is very competitive, though that's not a negative thing. It could be competitive in a positive way in which it gives you like drive. It could be like something, some sort of a competition that lights up the fire within you, which for me signifies something that's nice. Like it's not desperate, not necessarily desperate. It's like having the drive to like compete. That's like in sports. I know perhaps in sports people like may strive for the medals and stuff, but at the end of the day it's always the competition or the fact that people are participating in it. Like the participation matters, like the experience of having to participate or to compete with people is something that's very refreshing, I believe. And to be focused on like the end goal is not always like very healthy or let's say enriching. So yeah, let's see what else should I know about your profession. So you could be this could be a profession that's literally like very involves lots of participation from your side. You could be very, like exhausted at times, but you're gonna feel like exhausted but in a happy way. Very, as I said, very, it requires lots of attention, lots of energy, lots of participation from your side. This is not basically, definitely with this second pile, this is not a profession that's gonna be like you involving standing there like passively waiting for things to change. That's very active participation and it's gonna be tiring at times. What else? Very unique, like as I said, it's gonna be very distinct, very new somehow. It's not gonna be something that's been repeated. Either that or it's just like activity that involves lots of approaches and a way of doing stuff that's that's very experimental, that's very new, that's very like you'll not have lots of references to the new stuff that you're gonna create with this card, because you're gonna be like there creating it by yourself. Yeah, see it, how it resonates. It's a very interesting combination of meanings. What else should I know about this? So with the High Priestess in reverse, in the correlation with the Star card, I believe the the changes, the inspiration, all the work that you're gonna do is gonna come from within. Like all the spark or the passion or like creative ideas that are gonna be boiling to the surface are gonna be coming from deep within, like from your sense of uniqueness, from your sense of originality, something related to this. Yeah, that card as well speaks to me about exposure. And the Hermit in reverse. Yeah, could be like relating to as well uniqueness, like the uniqueness of your craft and it being so unique that it makes you feel singular or like alone at times, because it's the loneliness card. Let's see what else or what other messages are wanting to come forth with your profession here. So yeah, the last message that came here, it could be relating to some sort of you having a studio. Why I saw that with the Two of Swords, like and it's like the element that's the moon here represented. You need to like work with your team alone, or to like nurture a project, or to be like surrounded by the people that you work with and are going in the same direction. And it's gonna look like you're retreating from the world with the Hermit card. Like it looks like someone who has entered like an art studio and has put some 3 or 4 locks on the door, and when they are only finishing the project, or only when they are on the brink of the end of that project, they are like unlocking the doors and finally giving it or giving that project to the world. So yeah, that's definitely like the death card. It's in reverse. I mean, you're not gonna be forced or rushed into a change or like evolution of your project. You're gonna be the one who is gonna take your time and basically nurture the project till it is ready for it to be given to the public. Yeah, with the Eight of Wands, definitely like slowing down, no rush, something like this. I got here a sense of seclusion and needing time to like retreat in like a studio. Very interesting pile, very distinct energies from the first one. The first one was more stable, but this one involves lots of movement, lots of internal like dynamics, lots of participation, and definitely lots of dedication, passion, and commitment. Yeah, thanks for watching. That was quite the pile to read. It was as well very exciting to review those energies, very unique energies, by the way. Thanks for watching. Make sure to like if you enjoyed this specific pile. With the likes, I'll understand that the video was well appreciated, and I'm gonna be focusing on stuff similar to it in the future. So yeah, if you liked, make sure to hit that like button, and if you'd like to see more, definitely subscribe. Make sure to drop your story below in the comments if you feel called to do so, because it will be quite interesting to see how the cards panned out in your specific story or your life path or profession. Because you know, I cannot wait to like see the comments, because with the first pile and this second one, the combination of energies, of meanings, and of information that has come here to like be combined is so unique and interesting that it almost makes me very curious. What is it that you're doing in life? Because it looks very exciting, it looks very resourceful, it looks very enlivening for me. It looks like a life worth living for. It definitely, yeah, something like this. And yeah, I'm pretty sure I'd be very interesting to find out how it fits into your life, how it fits, how this job, how this activity like fits into your day-to-day life. because it's definitely something that's interesting to find out. Yeah. So yeah, I'm grateful to have you here, grateful to have been the one to convey the message. Yeah, I'm gonna be moving to the next pile. Thanks for watching and hopefully see you in the next videos. Hello and welcome to the reading third pile, the ones of you who've chosen the Rhodonite stone. You're reading, I'm gonna start it with the card Leap. You go first, the universe will catch you. So what I got here with this card, especially it being mentioned with the universe, concept word or whatever, it's a work related to spirituality here with this card, especially with the two of spells, because spells are basically related to magic in that specific card deck, as well as with the leap. It's gonna be a profession either related to spirituality or backed up by spirituality, or requiring you to like be very receptive to the universe, or to like spirituality as a domain. It's very related to like the stuff that's metaphorical, that's beyond physical. It involves something that's not tangible in the sense that it's not physically apparent, but it's present there, and you can't really put your finger on it, but it's definitely it's present, everyone knows about it. So let's see your description of the card of the leap. By the way, I wanted to say that with the leap, and we got here the Fool, and as you can remember, the Fool card represents a person that's basically jumping off a cliff. It's not even jumping, more like stepping in the unknown. So your job or your activity of line of work could be very unpredictable, very like some of you, it could be even unstable at some times, but it will definitely require for you to evolve and to like cultivate a sense of trust in the universe, that you're not alone and that you'll be like supported. With the Full card, I wanted to say that this domain of work, it could be very controversial in the sense that not everyone is going to be approving of the way you're going to be activating or the direction in which you're going to go. Because let's say this meditation, even tarot or even Reiki or spirituality in general is something that's so general and so like out there that not everyone is gonna embark on it and say like I'm gonna study it and I'm gonna like go for it, because people that are gonna be like very like physically focused are gonna say this is a waste of time or something like this, or it's not real. You could expect a lot of skepticism in your way. You could expect lots of people being skeptic over the work you do, like especially with the Five of Swords. You're gonna have lots of you could have lots of antagonism in that direction, in which you're not gonna be quite understood by the majority of people. That's gonna be not a very standard way of approaching your profession. It's not gonna be a very traditional one in that sense. And is that the thief card? No, it's the enemy. So I also believe that you got here you're wise enough to like not make enemies and to like understand, respect and follow your craft, no matter what other people are thinking, believing and saying about the work that you do. Like it's not important, like no matter what the opinion or the words that are being conveyed to you, it's important to believe in yourself, in the work that you do, and with the connection that you got with the spirit within you. And no matter what people tell you or what they try to like maybe even discourage you with this card, because as you can see here, the Fool, it's almost a person that's depicted here who is like in a psych ward or something like this, or someone that's very like laughed at, because we got here that person who is looking, lots of people looking here, and like this card could also mean like people could see you as being crazy, or like not understand quite well what you're doing. And that's okay as long as you believe in yourself, and don't let these opinions like shape you. You don't let these opinions like guide your direction, or let you steer away from the direction that you're going towards. Like this pile specifically is someone who is very brave, who is brave enough to like answer the call from within, and to go into a direction that's not universally recognized, or universally appreciated, or maybe let's say validated. Like people like to see themselves and others like activate in a sort of comfort zone, and this combination of cards calls you, or a profession that's fitting you is gonna be one that's requiring you to trust in the universe, and to trust in your like gut feeling and your emotions, that they are bringing you towards something that's so unique and so spiritual, that's not gonna be universally acknowledged. And that's okay, because if it's something that resonates with you, then that's definitely the direction you should be taking, no matter what people are saying, because at the end of the day, they got their own life to live, and you got yours. And the most important thing is to like be content and at peace with yourself, no matter what people are telling around you. So yeah, let's read the description of the leap card. So yeah, you go first, the universe will catch you. Life bends for the courageous. As I said, lots of courage here required on your path. The universe wants to support you, but first you need to leap, to throw your life up in the air. By the way, at some point, or throughout the whole journey in that career path, you're gonna be required to let go. You're gonna be required to let go of your control, of your fears, of your, for some of you, even identity. Like you could be having dark nights of the soul, or identity crises. And that's okay, because definitely that's the only that's a journey only for the courageous ones. Perhaps you know what you're being called to leap forward or away from, but you're scared to make a move. Like no fear, as I said. I like how this meaning is so complementary to what I'm trying to say. Or maybe perhaps you're waiting for a big fat sign or instruction manual. No rules, no preconceived notions, or of what a job should look like. That's a very non-conventional like pile here, I feel. You'll have no access to like instruction manuals or permission to do something or not. You'll not be able to ask people around you or the exterior for help. You're basically gonna have to develop a very intimate relationship with your inner voice or with the universe for you to like step forward. Very interesting. If this is you, then this card is your sign and permission to sleep, to take a deep breath and leap into the unknown. So that's, you can only leap into the unknown when you trust the universe. Otherwise, it's only like a fear trip that's gonna be like very anxious and very scary. So it's scary to let go of all we know in hope for something new, and it's normal to feel anxious at the thought of letting go of what we know for sure. Like letting go of what you know for sure, that's definitely something that speaks very loudly in that pile. But this is the unavoidable process of rising. As I've heard like someone say, it's probably Michael Brown, but the the change is gonna come from something that you do not know. Like if you expect to know everything in life, then you're not gonna be very receptive to like understand, or to like if you have that idea that you know everything, then that basically means there is nothing you can learn, because you've accepted for yourself that you've nothing to, like, you know everything. Then why would you study further? So I don't want to distort his message, but it was something like the change, or the greatest things that are gonna come from the unknown, from something that you do not possess control over, something like this. It's normal to feel anxious, like a lots of instability here. Nature is constantly showing us how to live with courage. Fall comes every year and encourages the trees to loosen their grip, to allow what once was full of life to fall away, leaf by leaf. For, for a moment, it feels like nothing will grow again. So, with the cycles of nature, I can say this pile is gonna be like going through, as I said, dark nights of the soul, transformations, lots of changes that are gonna be like unrooting them and questioning their foundations, all of it being like supported by the universe. To allow what once was so full of life to fall away leaf by leaf. For a moment, it feels like nothing will grow again. The branches are left bare without the comfort of what once was, but in the morn of spring, new shoots begin to appear, and something new is born that is even more glorious than before. So with this, I can say, like, with every fall, with every winter comes a spring, with every like death comes a rebirth. You definitely shouldn't worry about lots of stuff, because the universe will catch you with like a confirmation that your domain of work is always gonna be backed by the universe and you're gonna be supported. No matter your fears, no matter your anxiety, know that you're not alone. Basically, with this card, that's the strong message that came in here in the reading. As I said, very non-conventional. I like that. It's very unique. So I'm gonna be moving to these two cards here, that is basically the Two of Spells and the 30 card. And I'm gonna be reading you the description and extracting like the insight that is relevant to your question. So the 30 card is called the Clinging. Fire upon fire, feeding the inner flame. Fire will not burn on its own, but must cling to the fuel that it feeds. That feeds it, sorry. So too does the superior person seek fuel to feed the spiritual fire. So as you can see, again here, spirituality was a reference to your pile. The fuel that's discussed here in this description is the fact that it's not like a physical fuel, but it's somehow related to the spiritual stuff. You'll definitely require a lot of spiritual fire in your domain of work, and that spiritual fire, I believe, comes from beyond physical. As I said, it comes from the universe. It comes from a sort of connection to God that you should nurture within yourself. And it's interesting because we got here that relationship between the fuel and the fire. So that for me represents you and the universe, you being the fire, and being sustained by the universe, it being your fuel. Yeah. So too does the superior person seek the fuel to feed the spiritual fire, lest it burn out of neglect. As the fire within grows brighter, it adds its light to the world and it improves it. So that's awesome, basically, because some of you are gonna be called to like do. It's gonna look like a metaphorical channeling. You're gonna be like a channel from the universe. You could be like a channel that conveys messages, conveys in an improvement overall, because as you can see here in the description, it says, as the flame grows brighter, it adds its light to the world and improves it. So that channeling, that metaphorical channeling of you with the universe, is gonna be like bringing an improvement to the world. In spite of the opinions, in spite of the general preconceived notions of what's right, wrong, and what's what should be universally believed and what should not be believed, you're gonna be like succeeding and being like a crusader or like a first explorer or some sort of people are not gonna understand how you function or how you like calculate or organize your life, because with the leap it's a lot of unpredictability, and people are not gonna be able to like put their finger on what's happening really. um, Clinging to what is true and right brings good fortune. Yeah, so basically that was your message with this card. And I'm gonna be moving to the second one, the Two of Spells. Quite a spiritual pile I got here with the third one. Very distinct cards, by the way, very distinct energies from the first and the second pile. Definitely the message, yeah, it could be repeating itself or could be like interconnected somehow, but it's very, very different. Yeah, that's basically very curious to look at. Like, I wasn't expecting the cards to be able to showcase these things so interestingly. So it's an upright. You have been emboldened to set out a new enterprise. Do not allow this opportunity to pass by. Every journey starts with the first quest. So I'm gonna be focusing with the message here, with the fact that it's something coming with the leap. It's like an opportunity, and I believe it's not an opportunity that's like happening only recently. I believe you could have either psychic gifts or like a predisposition towards this domain that I've just showcased, and people could be like very ignorant, or let's say not aware, or they could not see all the intricate details or connections towards the spiritual stuff that you've got. But that's okay, because you having those gifts is no coincidence, and you having those gifts means that you should actualize them and give them to the world. I see you having a connection to the source, to the universe, to the God, and channeling those energies into the world and being a guide or a person of reference or of great help to others, in spite of what others think, believe, and try to like interfere and give you their assessment or judgment over how things should or shouldn't go. The leap is basically the card saying that you're gonna be following something that's very unique, distinct, and non-conventional. And yeah, it's very like spiritually centered. Yoga, it could be like crystal work, healing, any type of healing, meditation, breath work, everything that's related to the connection with the beyond, with a connection with the angels, spirit guides, even tarot cards could be that way, divination. Yeah, you can fit quite a lot in this category. But yeah, definitely interesting reading. Let's draw like as I've made in the previous readings. I've drawn some like 3 cards that would like. So lots of introspection here. Again, the conflict card. So you're definitely are gonna be facing a lot of maybe critique, maybe misunderstanding from the exterior, but don't let this steer you away from your purpose, because as I said, your opinion, your direction, your emotions matter the most, and you shouldn't be letting yourselves down just because people are not approving of your direction of how things work. What else should this pile know about their profession? You're gonna be of a great resource to the people, by the way, but not from the start. It's gonna be a very slow one, and your authority, your place in this world, your like abundance is gonna come shining through some like minor, let's say, inconveniences, because I got here a very powerful exterior force, it being like the society or like what people are saying or their opinion of how things should work. That's something that's very like apparent in your pile. But as I said, don't let this steer you away. because it's none of their business by the end of the day. And yeah, thanks for watching. I guess that was your message for today's reading. Make sure to comment below how it resonated for you if you feel called to do so, because that's a very interesting pile, just like the others. Like, it's very distinct. You couldn't say that they are repeating themselves, because it's quite a difference in the energy spectrum that I feel here. And yeah, thanks for watching. Make sure to leave a like if you enjoyed this pile. I'll make sure to look which videos are most liked and make a characteristic of what people enjoy and what they basically don't. And subscribe to see more content like this. Once again, thanks for watching, and I'm gonna be moving to the next pile. Welcome to the reading fourth pile. Interesting cards. So, what I can say from this one, by the way, it's a man that's holding a pouch of money. See how it resonates for you specifically, but your domain of activity is gonna be quite interestingly involved or related to the influx or circulation of money. I got here that as well with the Seven of Wands, because we got here a person that has discovered some sort of a crystal, and this crystal emitting light makes it seem like all the people are in some sort of surprise. I see that as something you hold being very precious, very of high value. Your work could as well, with the Ten of Wands, be very exhausting, very like very demanding, but I don't sense it to be something that's burdening you, because the surrounding cards are let's say okay. A person that enjoys this domain of work is not burdened by the excess of responsibility or energy that's required for you to like continue working on. It's definitely a domain of work that requires, as I said probably in other piles, movement, lots of effort, and a bit of effort that will make you sweat a bit with this card, like with the Ten of Wands, but it's like an enjoyable exhaustion, let's say. Let's see what the 44 card here from the I Ching Oracle says. Because yeah, I was like, let's read the description and see how it pans out with the question that we've got in mind. So the card is called Coming to Meet. Wind under heaven, inferior elements rise. The restless wind troubles the peaceful relationship between heaven and earth. In the same way the inferior person seeks to stir unrest and disturb the peace, such a person should not be underestimated. It is best to meet them directly and confront the disturbance before it can do much damage. The problem will not go away on its own. It must be met and conquered. So your domain of work. Okay, with this card I got here like doctors. Why I got this message? Because you see that card that described like a decline, and the necessary implications of stopping that decline, and it requires an active participation. A domain of work that's going to be fitting this pile is going to be something like some sort of rivalry. And rivalry, it could mean certain things. Why I said doctor? Because it's a rivalry that involves you fighting some forces like diseases, like helping a patient. And I'm not gonna break it in all the specific details, but a doctor always fights diseases or fights some sort of malady or a sort of decline that's more related to physical illness. You could be like a psychologist as well, because a decline could also signify psychological decline in mental health. Or you could be like working in justice stuff, because that could also mean fighting with forces that are like challenging the universal justice, something like this. With the combination of words inferior elements rise, that's what I was trying to say, is the fact that you'll have some sort of a party, or either a group of people, or either a group of circumstances that are gonna be like elements that are gonna be fighting you somehow, and you're gonna be required to like participate actively in the quest of bringing them down, or holding them under control. So the restless wind troubles the peaceful relationship between heaven and earth. So your participation or your domain of activity is required to re-establish the peaceful relationship between between, for example, as I said, from from illness to health, like bringing or re-establishing that balance. You could be the person that's literally giving some sort of aid, or help that involves re-establishing that universal balance. Um, as I said, confrontation of the disturbance. So yeah, I guess doctors, or I don't know, pharmacists, pharmaceutical stuff. Let's not be too broad about it, but I'll not, as I said, I'll not pinpoint specific domains, but those were very distinctive for them to give you a metaphorical representation of the domain of work that you're being called to like participate in. So let's move on to the next one. We got here the 8 of spells. So let me read you the 8 of spells, the description. It's basically upright, so you're approaching the end of a long quest line and your reward lies just ahead. Do not be hasty, the end boss still awaits and you must be prepared to defeat it. So that speaks to me in the relationship with the fact that your domain of work is gonna be very highly and richly rewarded, because at the end of the long quest line, your reward is just ahead. Some of you with this boss and not be hasty thing, it's gonna be a domain of work that requires for you to be very cautious, very delicate, very attentive towards the people that you work with. You shouldn't be like very rash in your decisions. You should be very giving time and being very attentive when it comes to like working in that domain. As I said, it's gonna be a very taxing one with the 10 of Wands, but it's something that you're gonna be fulfilled about at the end of the day. Let's see the description of oh, by the way, with the 7 of Wands, that message just came here as I watched this, as I was observing this card. With the message from this first card, this one, it feels as though this person is offering a cure to the people. As I said, if that's a doctor, that crystal or that thing could be a like a solution to a problem, a cure to a disease, or something that is like changing the overall atmosphere of stuff, bringing lots of hope, lots of change and an improvement overall to because you see here it's an atmosphere of darkness, of unknown, of not lots, it's not a lot of positivity, and I see you here stepping in and bringing that valuable gem that's basically bringing light to the darkness of this overall dark atmosphere of this card. So it's quite interesting. It's quite an interesting combination of cards. Very taxing cards, very heavy cards for some of you. Like, it's a domain of work that's very demanding, even could be emotionally, mentally, or even physically demanding here with this card. But it's just as rewarding with this one. It's gonna be rewarding both physically, sorry, not physically, but materially. Like, I see you gaining lots of money from this domain of work. It's something very serious. It's something very, let's say, profitable in a way that makes you like invest effort, and that effort brings you back the money. So let's move on to this next card, which says trust your path. If you knew you would be supported, what would you do? So where was that guide? So what is this card trying to relate, to convey to your pile? The universe is conspiring. Keep facing your true north. Your job is not to pave the path, but to simply keep facing your true north and take one step after another. So if you do this, you can't go wrong. Sorry, the noise. The universe is conspiring. Don't waver or doubt. Use your heart as a compass and put one foot in front of the other. So with this sentence is what I can say. Your domain of work is gonna be very step by step directed. It's gonna be like a slow progress, or sometimes a very dull, or it will feel as though the work that you do is gonna be very dull or even repetitive. But don't let that steer you away, because building something stable and long term is gonna be requiring you to be very committed and consistent about the steps that you take. Especially, as I said, yeah, this specific pile could be, or this domain of activity could be considered maybe a dull one, maybe, or could one be that is requiring a lot of work or a lot of responsibility and commitment. But at the same time, the valuable thing here that comes to mind is the fact that with the first card, you're forcing a change, a positive change, or you're fighting for a positive change in general, which is quite a worthwhile thing to have in a reading. Don't waver or doubt. Use your sorry, I read that. If you follow the invisible trail of what lights you up, you will light up the world without even trying. Most people don't follow their highest call or their soul because they're waiting to see the end destination before they can take the first step. If you take one baby step each time, with a year you will have taken 365 steps in your dedicated direction. If you want to write a book, write a page every day. If you want to change careers, do one thing a day in a dedication to that. Before you know it, in a year from now, you will turn back and look in awe at how far you've journeyed. Keep moving and open yourself to the whole new level of support and receiving. Things are not going to work on the way you're planning, but if you have a little faith and keep showing up, they will work out even better than you could possibly imagine. Don't micromanage the universe. Trust your path and let your soul lead the way. So as I said, with this card here, it says that you'll have to take lots of small steps, or your work or domain of activity could imply or could require for you to be very consistent, very attentive, and to follow through for lots of stuff and lots of details. By the way, this domain of work could be very detailed, could involve capturing lots of attention from your side. In contrast with other pile, is the fact that this work is not very creative, in the sense that it's not creatively directed. It's more detailed directed. It's more repetitive. But the major advantage for this pile, let's say, though I don't like this, is the fact that your specific line of work involves you helping lots of people, like re-establishing some sort of balance, which is a very good thing, even though, as I said, it could be a bit dull, in a sense that it could be boring at times, but it's definitely worth fighting for here with these cards. And with trust your path, here the message that's coming forth is the fact that whether you're doubting yourselves, whether I have like managed to describe your specific current life path, and if it's truly resonated, then that means that you should trust it. Like you shouldn't like try to make your way out of it. That's like a distinct message that's maybe not for every one of you, but let's see, what else can you tell me about this pile? Okay, Seven of Swords. This domain definitely doesn't require for you to like be on the be on your guard and always think your way through your work. You're gonna have spaces in which you're gonna be like a bit even resting, because it doesn't require always intellectual labor, and you could be guaranteed to have like with this Seven of Swords in reverse, you are guaranteed to like have vacations and like days off that you're gonna be like having the time and to like relax and enjoy your free time. You're not gonna be like burdened 24 hours a day with your work. You're gonna have the spare space to like think and feel your think your thoughts and feel your emotions with this card. You're not gonna be carrying all of the stuff from work everywhere around you. What else can you tell me about this work? So it fell on this one, and it means you're either a humanitarian or a person that likes to see others succeed, or you're very people oriented, or the domain of your work is very people oriented. It's oriented around helping other people. Sometimes it even can be helping others to the detriment of your own, and that's definitely a shadow aspect you should know about and you should be wary of. Yeah, some of you are gonna be like ameliorating or helping others in hard matters. That means ameliorating like their overall state of being. As I said, a person who is a humanitarian is always attuned and very sensitive and connected to the people around them, and your line of work could be benefiting to the overall state of affairs to people in general, and you could be like your presence or your activity or your work could be a very beneficial influence towards people overall in general. In general it could be like easing people's anxiety, helping people sort out through their stress. Like I see that a doctor giving a patient explanations about their like illness could be like a very like I think that eases the patient's anxiety, because they have a person of reference in that domain, and they shouldn't worry about like they're feeling more clear about the symptoms or the stuff that's happening to them. You like with this work feels as though you're like a person that guides people out of their anxieties. What else should this pile know about this profession? The Seven of Swords is as well, you see a person that's giving assessment, a person that's looking at another one and giving them a very rational or a very, let's say, mental or it's an assessment, like it's like an expertise here. Definitely helping a lot of people, a card of offering help, stability and guidance towards a group of people, and you being a person of expertise and reference, yeah, and helping people with your knowledge, with your experience, helping them quit or exit their like areas of life they are feeling confused about, because the moon is about what we don't know. So with the King of Swords, you could be a person that learns and studies stuff in order for you to like help other people around you. That's what I got here, like helping people who lack the same level of knowledge, helping them like get out of their blind spots or gray areas of life in which they do not know how to guide themselves. Overall, that was a very humanitarian and people oriented, like socially oriented pile. And that was a very like doctor, psychologist, mentor type of stuff here, with this like a person that brings a positive change or an answer to a question or a solving of a problem here with these cards. Thank you for watching here. It's a very interesting combination of energies, just like with the other piles. This one was very accentuated, or let's say focused on the fact of helping others, which is very good. It's a very pleasing thing to see in a pile. Thanks for watching. Make sure to comment below how it resonated for you if you feel like it. Make sure to like the video if you enjoy that type of content. And if you want to see more, definitely subscribe. And hopefully see you in the next videos. Bye.